Figma has announced so many new updates that will help and change the entire way you and your entire team design, especially if you're using design system. Now, Schema 2025 just ended, and if you don't know what that is, this is Figma's annual design system conference. And this year, a lot of things have been introduced that will favor both designers and developers. Now, this video, the first batch, I'll be talking about majorly the ones that you can just dive right into and start using, and more designer focused, while the second part is more geared towards designers and design engineers, and also if you're just looking to play with AI tools and code. Now, the very first thing Figma launched that actually blew my mind, Figma just introduced extended collections. An extended collection is something that will be a big win for multi-brand. Now, this feature allows you build one core design system and then lets different teams create brand specific extensions of that design system without losing connection to the main system. Now, every extended collection inherits updates from the parent collection. So if you change a variable or add a new color, it automatically flows down towards that extended collection. Now, in layman's term, what this means is that if you have a certain brand and there are sub brands of it, for example, in Figma, you have FigJam, Figma Make, you have other parts of Figma, and you want all of them to be connected to the same founding design system. So if you change one thing there, like your neutrals, it all trickles down. You can do this, but each other sub brand can still change versions of their branding, and it doesn't affect the main brand. I don't know if that makes any sense, but this is super interesting and needed in your design system flow. Now, but here's the best part. Like I said earlier, teams can override only what they need. So if it's the brand color or the typography or the icon set, they can override that, but the entire system still stayed consistent and flexible enough for each brand to feel a little bit unique without feeling like just one big robotic brand for everyone. Now, for large organizations and for product families, this would be a definite game changer. So you no longer have to duplicate your libraries, creating chaos, just one general system connected to other ones that you can maintain. So the next one is what I feel like you and everyone has been waiting for. If you design systems, you've come across this problem where you need to build something like either an accordion or a drop down, and then you have to just hide other parts of that design system. So when designers want to use it, they either unhide it, but you just have to put it there because you don't know how many subsets a designer will be needing. Another way that you've been doing this is by manually adding slots, whereby designers will have to create local version components in their design and then slot it in or swap it in the slot. Now, Figma has added slots to the entire stack. Now, slots are placeholders inside your design component, like I said, that help you swap out your component without detaching from that particular component. You can drop in text, icon, nested components, and you still keep your main structure intact. And also the admins, and when I say admin, I mean whoever is creating this component, can control the kind of content each slot wants to take. So you stay within your design system rule while keeping everything fully flexible. That means you have less broken instances, cleaner override, and just a more smoother kind of design to code workflow. Honestly, I feel like this is really going to change the way you build components going further. So now you don't have to just estimate how much drop downs or how much slot components you need to put. You can just make the entire section a slot, and designers can swap it with other sub components. Now let's talk about the third one, which is check design. Now, basically, whenever your designs are done, this is like a lint scanner that scans it for hard-coded values and also hex colors like random spacing, and it tells you you should be using the variables that you're meant to use for that. Now, this will happen in case in your design, you maybe by chance or intentionally detach a component or hard code a value. With this scanner, you can just go through your entire designs and it tells you and it suggests variable for you to replace with. Everything still remains tokenized, clean, and easy, which also makes maintaining that your design very easier for everyone on the design system team. Now, this part I want to talk about might be a little bit technical, but trust me, I know you can keep up with it. It's about node packet managers in Figma Make. Now, Figma Make is Figma AI tool, and this coming December, you'll be able to import React NPM packages directly into Figma Make, which means you can import all of the JSON files that your designers are using, bring that into your Figma Make, and it will help you build more realistic prototypes right there in your environment. But still talking about Figma Make, Figma also added Make Kit. Now, this is in early access, but Make Kit takes it a step further and it allows you to import your Figma design libraries into Figma Make. This generally helps you create a better code, better React code, and also CSS. So basically your flow will be to design, code, and prototype all from one library. In layman terms, what this means is that you can attach your certain styles or design library to Figma Make and tell it to use those particular assets to build out those prototypes so you can remain on brand with your prototype without having to go in there, manually change it or manually collect those prototypes to the token. This is done automatically. But Figma has still taken it another step further as they also release Figma MCP Server. Now this is general to everybody, and it has been there a little bit, but there are now some improvements to it. Now it connects to Figma directly and it links that to AI coding tools like Visual Studio Code, Vercel, Cloud Code, Cursor, whatever AI tool you need to code, this links it directly to it. What it means is that when you ask your AI to build a button, it will actually reference your entire design system from Figma. And this is for free users. You're going to get some free tools and free costs for it per month, but for paid users, you get full access. In normal layman term, like I always break down, what this means is that your design or whatever AI coding platform you're using can actually now see your layers better in Figma, can have access to the nitty-gritties in your Figma designs and not just hallucinate and assume some of the parameters you want for your design. This will make your AI coding and no code tool prototype way faster and a little bit more accurate. Also, we have Code Connect UI. Now, basically, this new UI makes setup faster and adds AI generated code snippet based on your connected GitHub repo. Now, it can even suggest which files to link to your Figma components, and this is all just helping to reduce maintenance. So if the repo changes or the code get updated, those code snippets will also get updated instantly. Now, the final one which I want to talk about is not really a feature, but more of an improvement, which is the variable mode limit increase. Now, this is quick, but it is super useful. Figma has just increased the limit on Pro plans. You now get 10 modes per collection, and on the Org plan, you get 20 modes per collection. It's perfect for styling complex theming. And if you don't know what modes are, you can use modes to handle things like your responsiveness, like desktop, mobile, or multi-language. If you have multi-languages, you can create modes for it. So your designers just have to toggle on those modes to get all access into that instead of just creating multiple frames. This is a super game changer. Now, these features are out early. I will be testing them. I'll be using them. I'll be learning, and when I'm finally breaking them down, I'll be creating those videos along and telling you all I've learned. It might not be perfect. I might not get all of them right, but I'm still willing to put them out early so that you can get started to start using this to improve your design system flow and improve your design system generally. So yeah, Schema 2025 is Figma definitely saying we are here. We want designers and engineers to connect together and build a good ecosystem. If this video brought you any sort of value at all, don't forget to like and share it to someone. Subscribe to the channel because we'll be doing a lot of design system focused videos helping you if you want to transition from product designer into design system. This is where you get those content. Or even if you're looking to go into design engineering, which is something we have been working on, and we'll start putting those videos out generally. But let me know from you, which of these updates are you most excited about? Honestly, for me, it might be the slot component and also the extended collections. But I want to know your own thoughts in the comment and let me know what you think Figma should add next to their design system stack. All right, guys, that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.